What's going on, guys? This is Leo V from Ranger Rabble, and I got a special guest here with me.
Yo, what's up, Leo V? Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Ranger Rabble. You know what's going down. Hey, and you know what time it is, right?
It's morphin' time.
All day, every day. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ranger Rabble, the show that breaks down the good, the bad, and the more phenomenal with everything in the Power Rangers universe.
And today, oh boy, today, we're strapping in for a very special episode because we're talking about all those other tokusatsu shows on the block, the spin-offs, the offshoots, and the shows that made you go, did this really make it to television?
These shows weren't just spin-offs. They were experiments, risks, and in some cases, beautiful chaos. And whether you love them, grew up with them, or only saw them in a late-night YouTube rabbit hole, they left a mark on the tokusatsu genre here in the States.
Cue your hologram mentors, polish your morphing tattoos, and dust off that 90s CGI, because this is Ranger Rabble, and today we're diving deep into the tokusatsu multiverse of the wonderfully and downright strange spin-offs. Hey, Zordon, why is that guy covered in white goo?
Alpha, Rita's escaped. Recruit me a podcast with attitude. Ranger Rabble, we need you. Leo V, Kyle D, may the power protect you. It's morphin' time.
Go, go. Ranger Rabble. Rabble, Ranger Rabble.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ranger Rabble. As always, I'm Leo V.
And I'm Kyle D, and today we are bringing you our first ever special edition episode in which we call More Phenomenal Mistakes.
Bro, the amount of spin-offs that Saban tried to kick off and kind of keep the tokusatsu genre going here in the States. And for those of you who don't know, tokusatsu is loosely translated to like special effects shows. So that was like the genre of everything in Japan from Godzilla to Super Sentai. So any kind of show that used like fun special effects kind of gets lumped into that tokusatsu brand.
There were a lot of spin-off shows that he put out, and my God. My God.
Some of them weren't terrible. Some of them were absolute trash. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We're going to get into all the fun spin-offs here on the channel. Right after Power Rangers, they decided they were going to try to keep things moving with VR Troopers. That was the next big project that they tried to get off the ground. What was originally going to be called Cybertron and starring Jason David Frank, they changed their minds and changed it to Brad Hawkins, and he took over the leading role for this show. But come to find out that this show was actually stolen footage of not just one show, but actually two shows. It was taken from Superhuman Machine Metalda, which was basically all of Ryan's footage. That's what his suit was from. And then it also had Dimensional Warrior Spielbahn. So that's where JB and Caitlin's footage came from. So if you go back and watch the show, you'll notice that the team always has some reason why they have to split up, and they're very rarely ever fighting together, and that's because their footage was not from the same show. So their amazing workaround for that was creating the battle grid where they would all fight together, but they created American suits for them to wear. So that's where you got the repainted Red Ranger helmets from Power Rangers and the spandex with just like little cutouts on top of it. That's why they had to kind of build that battle grid, because they were Frankensteining so many shows together. That was the only way they could attempt to make it make sense.
I will say this, the theme song for VR Troopers, bro, It should not have been allowed to go that hard.
Bro, it's because the goat was part of it. Bro, the saddest day of my childhood was when my McDonald's Trooper Transform pendant that I had broke. It was like a little kaleidoscope that you could look through, and then it broke and it shattered, and it was just so disappointing.
Hold on, did VR Troopers really get that big that it was featured in the McDonald's Happy Meal?
They had like 4 Happy Meal toys for a hot second.
Oh man, I know what I'm doing after the podcast. I'm going on eBay and seeing if I can find one of them sons of bitches.
So for VR Troopers, the story for it was actually kind of interesting. So you had the main character, Ryan Steele, and his father has been missing for many years now. And his friends and him come across Dr. Horatio Hart, who basically tells them that Ryan's father was involved with experiments in virtual reality. So they were trying to stop Grimlord, who was the bad guy, from crossing over the virtual barrier and trying to take over the human world. So
Grimlord was scary, dude.
Bro, the makeup for Grimlord was intense.
Like Grimlord legitimately like creeped me out as a kid. And even at 34, I'm like, yeah, that's weird. I'm like,
And that voice he had just was like, okay, you're evil. I don't want to fuck with you. Speaking of voices, unnecessarily there was a talking dog in this season. Jeb the talking dog.
yep.
And do you know who did the voice of Jeb?
Was it Tommy Davidson?
No, it was I don't know his name off the top of my head, I'm blanking, but it was the voice of Goldar.
Power Rangers.
So
I'm
yeah.
a talking dog.
but he was a more like laid back surfer hippie.
Yeah, sure. I'm just fine, Ryan.
This show I always thought was like really cooking. Like the story was finally like getting to a point where they had just found Brian's dad again and they were going to try to get him back from Grimlord. And then the show ended. Mostly because the ratings weren't that great. And by ratings, I mean it wasn't selling as many toys as they wanted to, because that was the main point of all of these, was to sell toys.
Mm-hmm.
But they ran out of footage to use as well. So when you're borrowing footage from not only one show but 2 different shows and trying to mash them together, it's going to make things difficult. Ryan's season 2 outfit was taken from Space Sheriff Scheider, which was another tokusatsu show in Japan. So they ended up trying to even like borrow more footage from a different show to keep it going, but even that wasn't enough to save it.
Dude, like, I feel like they could have done a lot with the season 2, even if they did all American footage.
Right? They had the suits, so like they were doing like some green screen stuff where they were like filming the suits in front of different backgrounds that they needed. So they were doing some cool behind the scenes stuff to make it work as best as they could. But it was the 90s, so you could really only do so much.
I did like how their morphers were like keys almost, like virtual reality.
Yeah, a little pendant and just Trooper Transform.
Dude, that's a badass call out to morph.
Yeah.
Like, it's morphin' time, awesome. Like that gets right to the point. But yelling Trooper Transform and doing the whole like,
We are VR. That part when they would yell that out was a little bit corny, but
yeah.
You know, you take the good with the bad in that situation.
I totally forgot that at one point their American suits were just knockoff Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, if you look at it, and it's not even like they really hit it either. They just repainted, and it wasn't even like they took different helmets either. They took the exact same Red Ranger helmet and just gave it 3 different paint jobs.
Oh yeah, no, that's just yeah. Yeah. That's bad.
Clearly.
That's real. That's really bad.
They said, how much stuff can we reuse at the same time? Oh, Saban,
So
you cheap motherfucker.
I know. I'm almost positive my cousin had a VR Trooper figurine. If it wasn't my cousin, it was my buddy Jimmy. One of them had a VR Troopers figurine, and they had no idea what it was. And I'm like, how do you not know? You clearly had your mom buy this for you.
Right, like where would you have found this?
Like, this is a VR Trooper. This is a gold mine you have in your hand right now. Don't ever lose this.
Right? I had VR Trooper Pogs. They were some of my favorites.
Hey, Funko, if you see this and you can hear me, make VR Trooper Funko Pops. And make Grimlord one of them. Now, VR Troopers is cool, man, because it came on after Power Rangers, right? On Saturdays?
Yeah.
It was,
This,
it was Mighty Morphin,
VR
and then it was VR.
Yeah, VR Trooper started in 94. So went from like 94 to 96.
And, like, the intro for Brad was so dramatic.
Very dramatic. I know one day, Dad, that you and I will find each other.
I won't quit until you and I are together again. I love you, Dad. But I'll keep searching, and I won't stop until I find you. And someday soon, Dad, we're going to have one. You and I.
And then you hear JDF do it, and you're like, oh, this would have been so cool.
They say my father was attacked by the war drones and disappeared without a trace.
You know, I can imagine JDF in this role, but it would have been so much ADR that it would have just been so much Kia, the whole thing. There would have been very little need to have him in the show other than that.
Let me give you something to remember me by.
For an honorable mention, we got Masked Rider, and this was the shortest lived of all the spin-offs. They really tried hard with this one. They tried to give it like a little backdoor pilot with Power Rangers in a little 3-episode crossover that they did, trying to say that, you know, Alpha and King Lexian were both from the planet Edenoi, so that's why Alpha knew of the Masked Rider and some sort of shenanigans. So they shot all those 3 episodes in that weird like sepia tone because it was on another planet. So they tried to give it that terrible looking filter, and the Masked Rider really did have like potential. Of all the shows, it definitely felt like it could have gone somewhere, but come to find out that Kamen Rider doesn't really have as much footage of the like hero in the suit. They don't have as much of that. So there was already less footage for them to use because that's all they were really using. So they took footage from Kamen Rider Black RX, Kamen Rider Zeo, the movie, and Kamen Rider J. So those 3 were the main source of any of the 1 season's worth of footage that they ended up using.
So I actually watched some of Kamen Rider, like the series. It's kind of cool.
We talking Kamen Rider or Masked Rider?
Kamen Rider. Like, I watched the actual
like the actual
Kamen Rider,
source footage, yeah.
like the Japanese footage, yeah. And I've watched some of the newer ones too that they came out with. And I gotta say, man, hearing them go, Henshin, before they morph, I'm like, oh.
That's when you know it's going to get good.
And like a lot of these, like, so the one Kamen Rider morph that really bothers me, I want to say it's the blue and purple wolf. I can only assume this guy is bad because the way he morphs, he like has his morpher and he like tries to open it and he struggles to open it, but he gets angrier and angrier, and finally like it opens and it like cracks open, and he goes Henshin and does the thing, and of course you have that American super awesome Kamen Rider.
Gotta have the little background voice.
Like the one I don't like is the one where they clap. Like he has the morpher and he's like ching ching, dance dance, ching ching, dance dance, ha ha ha, slice, clap clap, dance, slice again. Then he morphs.
Why, you don't like to mix dancing with your fighting? A little capoeira?
Can't say that I do.
That's why you lose all your fights, bro.
I thought it was when I pull my pants down and run after them butt naked is why I lose.
From what I remember, like the first battle of the Masked Rider that they show in the episode 1 or 2 or whatever it is not even the same suit that they end up using for the rest of the season. So like they show the Frankensteining of their footage so early because they only had, again, so much to work with. This show also included Furbus, Dax's little alien friend.
Fucking Furbus!
And this came out before Furbies, so that's crazy that maybe one inspired the other. Furbus was mostly a puppet, and whenever they did have like a full body or like any kind of action shots with it, it was Vern Troyer in the suit.
I was just gonna say, I just saw that it was fucking Mini-Me.
Yep.
Oh, God rest your soul. I had that, dude. That just makes it so much cooler.
Right? Like, if Vern was involved, all right, it gets like a point or two up.
You get the flowers. You get the flowers.
Right, yeah. You get your honorable mention. So from 1996 to 1998, we had Big Bad Beetleborgs. Big Bad Beetleborgs. The concept itself was kind of So there's 3 kids and there's a haunted mansion in their town, and they get dared to spend an hour in there by 2 other kids. And while they're in there, they run into like the Saban version of like Frankenstein and Dracula and a mummy and Wolfman. And they find a genie and an organ.
And what's his name?
Flabber.
Flabber!
Flabber was a choice for I guess we'll call him a mentor. He was just chaos.
Flabber was the fucking man. He was J. Elvis Presley is what he was. He was Jay Leno Presley.
Yeah, Jay Leno, Elvis Presley, and Liberace. These kids get a wish from the genie, and they decide that they want to wish to be superheroes. Which, like, all right, completely valid. You want to have the superpowers that, your favorite comic book characters have. But of course, Flabber, being just the wonderful creature that he is, decides that you can't just make them heroes if there's no villains for them to fight. So he pulls the Magnivores and their leader Vexor out of the comic book, and now they have to actually fight against evil forces that are going to attack Earth.
I think I made a boo-boo.
Good job, fucking Flabber. They stole footage from Juco B Fighter and B Fighter Kabuto. So 2 different series between season 1 and season 2 that they borrowed footage from.
I can only assume that the Kabuto is Metallics, right?
That was like the Metallics one, yeah.
Yeah, Metallics, yeah.
So midway through the season, the actress who was playing the Red Beetleborg left the show, and they wrote it as the character was hit with some sort of spell that makes them look different, and then Flabber cast a counter spell so that everybody else would still see this person as the old version of them, even though it was really a new person playing the role.
There's a simple explanation for that.
Oh, there it is. Thank God. Ghosty, I thought you were gone forever, brother. Welcome back.
This show, the show itself was not terrible. The kids got to hang out in a comic book store, and then eventually evil would attempt to take over and they would have to fight it. So the same copy and paste formula from VR Troopers, from Power Rangers. They would take a small bit of American plot line and try to fit it in with a whole bunch of Japanese footage.
And the Black Beetleborg was on that show, right?
I want to say in the later seasons they did get other colors, but it started off with just red, blue, and green.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but at one point, like, because the Black Beetleborg from Forever Red, he was part of Metallics, right? Or was he?
I want it was like the green, was the green suit or was it the black one? There was a couple of them actually. There was the green one. I think the black one was in there too. So I don't remember much from
whoever was the leader of the Machine Empire in Forever Red. That guy.
I don't remember much about like the season 2 of Beetleborgs. I just remember it existing. It was not as good as Power Rangers, so it held my attention for a few minutes, and then I went right back to the original.
What do you give Beetleborgs out of 10?
From what I remember, I'm going like a solid 4. Like it was okay, but it wasn't that great of a show where I was like, I want to watch this all the time.
I'll give it a 6. I would probably watch it through again just to laugh at it.
Yeah.
So for every good spinoff that Saban did, there was always one that was just, what the fuck is this? And to answer that question, I present to you Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
It's a fucking mouthful.
Which had one of the coolest theme songs. Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. From what I know and what I remember watching, this show was intentionally bad, as it was a kind of like a stab at all the other shows that were already out there and already made. I remember watching this show as a kid. It was only on weekdays. It was never on weekends. It was on like 7:30 in the morning on weekdays, and my mother would let me watch it before I went to school. And as a kid, I'm like, this is so freaking cool. And as an adult, I'm just like, what the fuck did I watch?
And you didn't just watch it, you loved it.
I loved Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. So basically, this show starts off with 4 perfectly average and very spoiled Beverly Hills teenagers. And they are your classic buddies in school, and one's the jock, one's the brainiac, one's the smart girl, and one's, just like the typical leading guy. So they all find themselves in a class together working on a project, and the jock brings up he's actually kind of smart. He's a smart jock. He brings up his science project experiment and he puts it on the table and they flip a switch or something and it shoots a beam at a mirror. And the mirror becomes their teleportation device. And they get brought to this alien entity named Nimbar.
So what I'm hearing so far is teenagers walk through a mirror and they meet an alien. So the same premise of Alice in Wonderland, essentially.
So Nimbar, we're going to talk about him really quick. He's a large pink alien face embedded in a wall. He lives in a dimensional plane known as the molecular reassembler. He teleports them by flashing their tattoos and bringing them into his command center, which it's bizarre. There's 4 pedestals that they stand on, and that's how they get their powers, and that's how they morph. And when they morph, they yell out their zodiac sign, and Apollo has the best call out because he jumps up and he just goes, Apollo! For no reason. But when it comes time to fight evil, when they're in their big, morphed modes, they can all combine their powers and all of them fuse together to become the giant being known as Nitron, which is just a giant knight.
Now, when you say they fuse together, you mean like Megazord, or like it's just 4 people becoming one person?
4 people become one person.
Oh.
Now, whenever Earth is threatened, Nimbar communicates with them by lighting up their tattoos that are on their wrists.
I was gonna say, hopefully they're invisible spots because
they're invisible tattoos. You can't see them unless they light up when he's calling them.
Oh, how convenient!
And he gives them these tattoos by bringing out his random hand from his glob of goo body and does this and tattoos them. Their powers derive from their zodiac signs.
It's only logical.
You have Scorpio, Centaur, Apollo, and Taurus. Now their suits are just 80s workout gear. But the mask, it's not even a helmet, it's a mask. So their hair comes out, you can see their ears, and their mouths are the only thing even remotely Super Sentai. It's like your stereotypical silver mouth covering of the helmet. It basically looks like a lucha mask.
These things are terrible looking.
If you watch closely, the people in the suits are not the actors playing the characters.
Well, yeah.
The people in the suits are all like American gladiators. So the main villain of this show is Emperor Gorganis. He's just a dude in a iron suit that looks like a knight, but I'm not sure if it's a knight or not. He wants Earth because it's one of the last planets that resist him, and he sits on his throne while monitoring Earth and just kind of like does his whole, I don't like that planet, go take it over, go destroy it, I want it. He has some friends. He has Lechner, which is a lobster-like henchman. That's like his main go-to guy. And then he has various alien generals that come out every week.
This show just seems like it's like an acid trip that somebody turned into a reality.
And I believe this show, they never actually fought on Earth. Anytime they fought, they got transported to a different dimension.
Okay.
they still tried to hide their identities. But again, being that this show was basically a really bad parody of Power Rangers and Super Sentai, everyone always suspected something because they would just be like, oh, we have to go. Bye. Like, they were in the middle of like an academic triathlon, and halfway through their tattoos lit up and they go, oh, we all have to, we'll all be right back. We're just really hungry. And then disappeared and transported to a different dimension.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, though.
Of course you are.
Dude, it was so terribly good.
You know, I will have to take your word for it.
All 40 episodes are on YouTube, so.
Well, that's good at least. Thank God for YouTube. You can find episodes of things everywhere now.
Are you ready for the last one?
Ah, yes, boyo. Tell me about this final one.
We are talking about one of, in my opinion, the coolest spin-offs from Power Rangers. A fully original Irish-produced show called The Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. Wait, I can do that better. The Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. Dude, the intro of that pan flute.
I'm a sucker for a pan flute.
Dude, it's so... I love... And this made it to McDonald's, too, or Burger King. This made it to McDonald's or Burger King as well, the Mystic Knights toys. Because I had them. So this show takes place in a mythic version of ancient Ireland, the peaceful kingdom of Kellis. It's being threatened by the big bad Queen Maeve of Temra, who wants total world domination. The druid Cathbad and the fairy king Finvara discover a prophecy that 4 heroes will rise, each empowered by the elements. Dude, I loved every fucking bit. Just reading that makes me go, I want to watch this fucking show again. So the main heroes we have Rohan, the Mystic Knight of Fire. Rohan's weapon is the Sword of Kellis. Deidre was the White Mystic Knight. She is the Mystic Knight of Air. She had the Whirlwind Crossbow as her weapon, and she is the Princess of Kellis. Ivar was the Mystic Knight of Water. He had the Tidal Wave Trident, and he is a prince of a distant island kingdom seeking justice for his captured brother. Angus is the Mystic Knight of Earth. He has the Rock Shatter Axe, and he is the strongest of the knights. His armor is the strongest. I mean, fitting because he's part of the Earth. I get it. And then finally, Garrett is the Mystic Knight of the Forest. He has the Forest Staff, and he originally started off as a bad guy.
An evil knight?
Yes, he was the mercenary that was hired by the evil Queen Maeve to destroy the knights, and then halfway through the season has a change of heart and realizes he doesn't want to be bad anymore and joins the team. I wonder where we've seen this before.
There's a simple explanation for that.
Rip off.
Trade with Evil was better. The allies of the show are King Finvara. He's the fairy king of Tirnanog. Cathbad is the wise druid of Kellis. King Conchabar is the ruler and father of Deidre. And he's basically like he's the king. And of course, every hero needs a villain. We've got Queen Maeve, who wants to conquer Kellis using sorcery, her army, and all of her monsters. She is inspired by the mythical Irish queen, I'm going to butcher this, Medb.
God bless
you. M-E-D-B. Medb. This show was awesome because, like, you really never, like, expected to see, like, Knight Power Rangers.
Yeah, right? Like, Knights of the Round Table meets Power Rangers.
Yeah. The call-outs for their morphs were so dope because they all had their weapons, and, like, Rohan would go, the fire within me, and would transform. The air around me, the water below me. Like, dude, fucking rad. The suits were sick.
Yeah.
Like, they took their time and they actually did the research to see, like, okay, what can we do with this knight armor to make them look like actual, like, Power Rangers. And apparently there was supposed to be a second season of this in which they actually had, like, Power Ranger suits.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Like full body suits, but with all the armor still. Oh, yeah, dude. This show went for 50 episodes, and then it was canceled. All of the fight footage was done by the actors. There was no Frankenstein needed for this. This actually was the most expensive Saban series ever.
Yeah, they couldn't just rely on someone else's footage. They actually had to film their own shit.
Yeah, the budget was like astronomical. But yeah, man, I loved Mystic Knights of Kinnanog. That was a Sunday morning show. That wasn't even a Saturday morning.
We were very lucky that we got as many crazy crossovers and spin-offs as we did. Saban was really just kind of trying his luck with, whatever worked, just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Some of these shows stuck around a little bit longer than others, but none of them really had the success that Power Rangers did.
Speaking of Power Rangers, the showrunners for Percy Jackson officially announced that they are, in fact, working on a reboot of Power Rangers.
The Disney one. They're involved in the Disney one.
Yeah, so now I have a little bit of faith now.
I haven't watched the Percy Jackson series, but I've heard at least better things than I was expecting to. So, all right, that at least kind of relights my ember of hope because I had pretty much given up. It's disappointing that they haven't decided to just kind of like either make their own thing at this point or take one of the seasons that they haven't done already and do that. But it's disappointing when it just seems like Mighty Morphin is the only season that they're willing to revisit for anything. And don't get me wrong, like I love Mighty Morphin as much as the next fucking guy, but like give me the Mighty Morphin powers with a new story.
Yes.
Like keep the powers progressing a little bit. I don't need a rehashing of this same team that I've seen over and over and over again.
Plot twist. They do the Mighty Morphin storyline from Shattered Grid.
Yo, if they did Shattered Grid, I'd cry.
And they bring the Omega Rangers in.
That'll never happen. I just worry that with it being a Disney Plus series that it's going to get the same treatment that other Disney Plus series have got, where it's the end result doesn't feel like a full story. It just kind of feels like it was a drawn out, all right, this could have been done in one episode and you could have been telling the rest of the story. So we'll see where it goes. So next episode, we're jumping back into Power Rangers, and since we've pretty much worked our way through the beginning to RPM at this point, I think it's only fair that we get ourselves into the back when Saban repurchased the franchise and get into a little Power Rangers Samurai.
Oh God, Samurai.
The first of the Nickelodeon series.
What was the Red Ranger's name? Jaden?
Jaden.
Well,
he was the Red Ranger for a little bit, but we'll get there. But until then, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes here on the channel. Until the next one, I'm Leo V.
I'm Kyle D, and well, we can't really say it's morphin' time, so
Super transform!
Apollo!
Later.
Later.